everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Obsessed with Pickleball podcast. Nope, there was no episode last week, which my wonderful guest, Igor Hiller, will explain when he comes up a little bit later. I actually just filmed my interview with him, and it is, I don't even know what we talked about. We talked about a bunch of stuff, and it's really confusing, so stick around. It's a great interview. We talk about everything pickleball. He is an amazing content creator. Follow him on Instagram, Dinking Pickleball. You probably already follow him and seen his videos, but he has a lot of interesting things to say about pickleball and why we love it and the future of the sport and what it's like being a content creator and where we can go in the future. And I think something I really am interested in with this podcast, which I've talked about when I was talking about, retail and fashion, or when we were talking with Sydney about her Project P stuff, like what is coming up next in pickleball, because like we need to be pushing the boundaries and getting new stuff out there. And he has some really interesting thoughts about, more serialized content, whether it's web series or, like a documentary show, things like that he talks about, which I think is really interesting because like, what is the future of pickleball entertainment? So you should watch the interview. It's super duper interesting. Now, we talked for a really long time, so I only have about 20 minutes left of this podcasting session. So we're going to have to get through everything going on in the pickleball world quickly. So let's talk about this weekend's tournament, Lakeland PPA Open, or whatever the name of it is. Again, this weekend, we had an amazing semifinal Saturday. And I am all about semifinal Saturdays, and here's why. Championship Sunday is usually very boring. You don't have any it'll be really good matches, and then ultimately the same people will win, right? Like you'll get one or maybe one upset per championship Sunday, but on semifinal Saturday, there are a lot of matches that could go either way, or sometimes you'll get an upset because some of these people are easier to upset in 2 games than 3. Like I think we all know that Gabe and Ben would definitely be easier to beat in 2 than 3, if you ask me. So we saw great matches on semifinal Saturday. And yeah, check that out. Okay. So ultimately at the end of the tournament, Annalie gets another Triple Crown. She and Anna Bright faced the Kawamotos, who had an amazing tournament. I mean, they went through Georgia and Rachel. They went through Paris and Tyra to get there. And, ultimately, on Sunday, they lost in 3. It was much more one-sided than the last time they played. Great points, but the Kawamotos are there with them in terms of points, but I think Annalie and Anna Bright just upped their aggression, and they would just win the point, right? The point would be amazing, but then Kawamotos would hit it into the net or just make an error, and Anna Bright and Annalie Waters were basically they were just not making any unforced errors, and we're at the point on Championship Sunday where that's the difference. You saw the same thing. Georgia and J-Dub, great tournament to get to Championship Sunday, Georgia Johnson and J-W Johnson. And then they face Ben and Annalie, and they take it to 5. And the thing that's standing in between winning the whole thing and getting silver for the Johnsons is unforced errors and just at the very end, not being able to grab it. So a lot of people are like, oh, who's better to beat the Ben and Annalie than the Johnsons? And I'm like, honestly, it's the Johnsons if they are insanely focused that day. I don't know what it is about Ben and Annalie, but their mental game is so good. That's the biggest challenge to face. Annalie ends up beating Zoe Wong in the finals, and then Andre Diescu and Christian Alshon lose to Ben and Gabe. Still good matches in men's doubles with those top 4 teams. Ben and Gabe are just sticking at the top. They're just a little bit better than everyone else, and I think it does have to do with their mental focus. You see Ben and Gabe don't have to pump each other up. They're just pumped. And I think sometimes with teams that have to hype themselves up a lot, it can go either way, where either you're I'm so energized that I'm going to win, but it also gets you a little bit off balance, right? A little bit more unpredictable. So I think you're more likely to maybe make some errors or get overly emotional. It's a balance, right? Like I need to be fired up to win, but the act of firing myself up is inevitably going to give me a little bit of like off tiltness in my emotion. It's going to deregulate my emotions, right? So that's the difference. Everyone has a thing that's best for them, but a huge, great win was Tina Pisnik and Kate Fahey took bronze. That's an awesome win for them against Hurricane Tyra Black and Paris Todd. Great win for them. In Championship Sunday, we saw in men's singles, Hunter Johnson loses to Roscoe Bellamy. This is not a surprise. Roscoe Bellamy is playing amazing singles, and he's just like built. He's just so tall. I was thinking about, it's like when he's on, you can't pass him, and he hits the ball so hard. Like I'm not surprised he beat Hunter, and he and Hunter they're really good buds, so they've probably practiced together so many times that even though Hunter may have a better record than him and would beat more people that he would lose to, when you're playing against someone who you know all their tricks, it's way better to beat them. Like I'll play people who are really good and I can beat them because I've played against them before, and then I'll play someone, less good and they'll beat me. So that makes a lot of sense. Anything else interesting in the results? Not really ultimately, but I do have some thoughts about what we witnessed. The Salome Device, Anna Lee Waters singles quarterfinals, I think it was. Salome takes the first game. She's hitting the ball so hard, she has Anna Lee on her back foot. Ultimately, Anna Lee adjusts, pushes forward, gets, more of her pressure forward and wins. But the entire time I'm watching this match, I'm actually getting so annoyed because every match that Anna Lee's playing in, the commentating is from her point. It's about her, and the other player is like a side character. It's all about why Anna Lee isn't winning, what she's gonna do to win. What is Lee talking to her about? Her history, how great she is, her mental fortitude, what she needs. And then Salome, who's playing out of her mind and just took a game off the number one player in the world, is an afterthought. No one's talking about her improvements. It's little, but it's like 10% of 90. And it's like, I get it. Anna Lee's the star, and you're always going to focus on the star in every sport, but like it's just getting so boring, and it's noticeable when you're watching these matches and you're like, there's another person on the court, right? Like, what's her mental state? What does she need to do? What about her game needs to change? Like, give me something. I'm like, I get it. It's shocking that anyone, and it's also like, Anna Lee always has to be playing badly for somebody else to be beating her. We're not talking about like how amazing Salome's playing. We're talking about what Anna Lee is doing wrong. But really, Salome came out swinging, hitting the ball so hard that it put Anna Lee on her back foot, right? Like anytime someone's playing badly, it's because their opponent is pressuring them. I don't think Anna Lee was making unforced errors or being crazy. I think Salome had her on her back foot and she needed to adjust. But I feel like this is a comment I've made 1,000 billion times before, so I don't know why I'm still harping on it, but it's my biggest annoyance with the commentating. Another moment that really stuck out to me in this tournament was after they won their gold medal, Anna Lee Waters and Anna Bright were talking, were getting interviewed. And in that match, they found that Anna Bright on the left was a much better matchup against the Kawamotos and helped them win. And they were asked about that, like, oh, Anna, why were you on the left? And Anna said something, oh yeah, usually like we kind of start straight up. And then like if we start losing, like we put Anna Lee on the left. And I kind of go back to being a right side queen. But like, it's good to know that I still got it. I'm like, time out, Anna, what the heck? You are a left side player. Like, of course you're good enough to be on the left. Like this narrative of like, sure, Anna Lee Waters is the best player in the world. But Anna, you're right behind her, especially in women's doubles. Like in women's doubles, you are right behind her. And I don't know why it would ever be a question whether or not Anna Bright should be on the left. And like her saying like, I still got it on the left. No, you are a left side player. Don't diminish yourself. Like it's like in Grey's Anatomy, like you are the sun. She's not the sun. Like everything doesn't need to revolve around Anna Lee. Like you are so good. Go into that interview and be like, yeah, I'm a better matchup on the left for the Kawamotos. Of course, I've said it a million times. I do not understand her decision to play with Anna Lee. I don't know how you become the best in the world if you help the best in the world stay the best in the world. But It's not my job to judge Anna Bright's decisions. That's her decision. I just watch and I'm like, Anna, you're so good. Just remember how good you are. Like, you don't need to humble yourself to Anna Leigh. You played amazing in that match. And I will always see you as, I think, and not even how I see you. I think objectively, you're a left side female player. And I think you could have beaten, I think you were on the verge of beating Anna Leigh a lot more than you were before. So yeah. Anyway, there's that. Speaking of Anna Leigh, next tournament coming up, Georgia Johnson and Anna Leigh Waters are going to be playing together. Now, this is something I never knew if we were going to see. A lot of people were saying, like, she should ask Georgia. She should ask Georgia. When it was kind of unlikely, like when her and Catherine were losing to Anna and Rachel, people were saying, is Anna Leigh going to ask Georgia? Or when Catherine and Anna Leigh lost to Georgia and Tyra, should Anna Leigh ask Georgia to be her right side player? And I think that's because we did not think that Anna Bright would be leaving Rachel. And it's finally happening, and we'll see what happens. I think it's something that people have thought about for a while. I didn't think it was going to happen, but looks like it is. So, yeah, we'll see what happens in that next tournament. The year is coming to an end for these players, and I'm sure they're very, very tired. I even think, like, as a fan, I feel the fatigue of this much pickleball. Of course, with the break coming up, I'm going to miss it. I think we have one more tournament left this year. And then next year, Masters in Palm Desert, which hopefully I'll go to. I haven't been to a tournament in like a couple months, which is crazy. What else is going on? I'll give you guys a little quick update on my DUPR journey. I talk about this league a little bit with Igor, but I finally got thrown back into the DUPR world when I agreed to play in a Wednesday night mixed doubles DUPR league. And we had our first game last Wednesday. I played with a partner that I'd never played with before. Shout out Jeff. Which you probably think like, oh, that's pretty risky to do a DUPR league with a partner you've never played with, especially mixed. I'm like, it is risky, but luckily for me, I have significantly lower DUPR than everyone else. Now, this is a 4.0 plus DUPR league, and they actually probably shouldn't have even let me be in it with my DUPR because like I literally walked in as a DUPR killer. So we only won one game, but my DUPR still went up. Guess how much it went up, you guys? This is crazy town. I'm so excited to tell you. 0.002. So you're telling me that I'm going to go play in this league with a significantly like 0.4 lower DUPR than these other players. And I'm going to, you know, be like 2 points before winning, right? Like, and that's all my DUPR is going to go up. What I'm going to do, I'm going to have to go in there and like pickle all those people to have a significant raise. So I'm back to being like, maybe we should just give up on DUPR. I don't know. That might be too deep to actually go up at all. So here we are. So other things in my life, you know that I'm the general manager of Pickle Pop in Santa Monica. And over the last couple of weeks, we've had some serious changes. We have been purchased. The owners have sold Pickle Pop. And obviously this is a crazy, bittersweet, not bittersweet. It's kind of a heartbreaking situation to happen. I'm like grieving for sure. I do think that, you know, everything happens for a reason. So we'll see what happens from here. But I moved to LA. I've been back and forth to LA, but I came back to LA because of the job at Pickle Pop. I've been here for 2 years. I've been managing it for 2 years. I put my heart and soul into it, my face into it, like being all over the Instagram, like, you know, representing it everywhere I go, talking about it, promoting it. And, you know, I met a lot of my friends there. It just opened up so many opportunities for me there. I met my girlfriend there. So it's obviously a really special place. It's going to change a lot with the new ownership, and it is very sad, but I don't really know what I'm going to do next. Maybe I stay, maybe I go. We'll see. You're going to have to tune in. But I mean, what's the point of having a podcast if you're not just going to be like super honest and open about what's going on in your life? So one of the reasons why my interview with Igor is so all over the place is it has been challenging to get clarity in my thoughts and be focused and laid out. It's been a very, very, very stressful few weeks. But it's time for the next chapter, time to see what happens to Pickle Pop after this, time to see what happens to me after this. And maybe one day I'll just be so brave and confident in my podcast, confident in my future that like we can just really get into it. You know what I mean? We can get into the ins and outs of the pickleball world and the pickleball business, and we'll see. But I have to say, managing a pickleball facility has been so special. There are people who started playing at Pickle Pop when I started. I started like 2 months into them being open. And they came in for beginner clinic. They stayed for beginner open play. They did not know how to play. Now they have all their friends. They're going to they're having happy hours with their open play groups. They're best friends now, and they've all gotten really good. They've went from not knowing how to play at all to playing 5 times a week and being amazing. And it's like watching that progression as somebody who loves the sport so much is like truly, truly, truly amazing. And like seeing people being happy will rock you out of any slump. I can be having the most stressful day. I can be the awfulest day. And like seeing people like having so much fun and being so happy is very, very, very rewarding. And definitely an amazing experience, and something that's so beautiful about pickleball is the community that gets built, and is the happiness that it can bring to people. So regardless of what happens next, I am ultimately like so, so, so grateful for how awesome Pickle Pop has been for the last 2 years. But the business of pickleball is changing, you guys, and we're going to get down to the bottom of it and how people will continue to thrive in this market. We'll see. But stick around for my interview with Igor. And follow me on Instagram, Obsessed with Pickleball, like this podcast. I'm hoping that we can get more unhinged and raw on this podcast moving forward. I have big ideas and big plans, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything. All right, here's my interview with Igor. Okay, everyone. Thanks for sticking around. I'm here with Igor Hiller.
Sticking around?
Because I'm going to do the first part of the interview before.
Right. Okay. Yeah, like, they're still in here like it's episode 2 of the season. Like, thanks for sticking around.
This is episode 25 that I've shot.
I mean, congratulations. That's amazing to have me on like this big deal 25.
Wait,
like, this is huge.
That is a huge.
Yeah.
That's also my lucky number.
Really?
So I do think like that this is an important situation.
Well, I think if you're watching this right now, you already know this is a viral episode. Like, as you see the kind of views, like it's crazy. You've probably never seen a number with so many commas before. So that's really cool.
Wait. First of all, obviously I asked you on for the views.
Yeah.
Second of all, I haven't had anyone in the chair yet who did a straight to camera. Like The Office. You're like, I'm sure you guys will.
I've been acting since I was a little
you're
tyke.
A child actor.
Yeah, I was a child actor.
Wait, tell me about that. did you do movies, commercials?
I did it all. I was like, a little immigrant kid. Like we moved here when I was 2 from Ukraine. We were Jews and they didn't like Jews there. And so we were like, we should go somewhere else where they like Jews like a little more. They still don't love Jews here, but it's like a little more. And then I don't know, because my parents like didn't really know what was going on, but I think literally heard like some radio thing of like, want to get your kid into acting? And they were like, sure. And then I did that and like got an agent in the Bay, and it was like a good agent, like for all the child actors that were like in all the Robin Williams movies back in the day in the 90s. Cute. And what's that?
I said cute.
Really cute. Really cute. And then, and then like I started doing commercials. I remember I did like a Dreyer's ice cream commercial.
What movies did you do? Did you do movies?
I had like tiny little like 1 scene, 2 scene roles in a couple movies. There was one that like no one's ever seen called Hurly Burly, but I played Sean Penn's son, and I met like Anna Paquin and Kevin Spacey and Gary Shandling. I know. Well, but at the time, great stuff. It was crazy. I remember at the time my dad was like, this is insane. Like all these amazing actors. That was very cool. And then I was in Bicentennial Man, and I was with Robin Williams in that, and that was amazing. And then I was in Sweet November with Keanu Reeves and Charlize Theron.
Cute.
Yeah.
I want to go back and watch those and find you. Is it going to be freaky? Am I like, oh my God, that's baby Igor?
I think you'll probably not realize it. I had these like giant teeth coming out of my gums, and I always played like a villainous kid, like an asshole kid.
Who do you think does better acting in their content than you?
Well, there's a couple videos from the Friday guys that I like. Like there was one where it's like him and his wife. I actually think his wife is super funny.
Yeah.
Like she kills it. Usually it's like the partners of people that are trying to be funny that are like actually funny.
Yes,
You
who
know
are
what
like
I mean?
not, who don't have any investment.
Yeah,
They're
like-
like, I don't care if this is funny or not.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like in some of my like first videos, and I had Casey there like playing
She's
my girl.
funny,
Yeah,
yeah.
like she was like actually funny.
Yeah.
That I think that they do well, but yeah, you don't see a lot of range. A lot of it is like kind of basic, and that's actually like in some of my future videos, I want to make them like also. I want to do some more dramatic stuff
Love.
with pickleball, which I think would be fun.
Boop, time out. Go, if you have no idea what's going on, go look up his Instagram, Dink Different Pickleball.
Yeah.
And you'll see all his skits. But we have a friend named Blair
Yes.
who's like the greatest actress in the history of. I'm
Of
like
our
her
generation.
She might be of our generation. I am like her biggest fan in
Blair
her
Beacon.
acting. She's so funny. Blair Beacon. Have you watched Pluribus?
Of course.
The whole first episode is her.
It's,
and, like,
it's her.
She's like
Pluribus.
I'm like, stop kissing all those men, and then we'd have no issues. At this the whole show is just
It's
just because she
insane.
couldn't stop
It's-
kissing people.
Yeah, I mean, it was like such a heteronormative episode.
I was
Like it was.
I was like, whoa,
No, but yeah, she's
the
an
fourth
amazing.
wall is broken.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you know too much. But yes. My mixed partner Blair Beacon is also very talented,
Yeah, she's
comedic
so
writer
good.
and
And good
actress.
at pickleball.
And good at
No,
pickleball.
that's
It's
a
like
good idea.
how can God give so much to one person?
I always ask myself that.
But yeah, so it would be fun to do kind of stuff like that. Like so
You
much
should
of
do that.
pickleball
You should do
videos.
that.
You think so?
Yes.
I mean, that's just like
What
that's
else is
also
going
more
on?
of
Like,
my
what is
background
new?
too.
Like nothing.
No, nothing is new. I mean,
Nothing's new.
we have pickleball is like there's instructional stuff, and then there's like influencer trends, which I don't like, and then there's like
You
random.
mean just like a trending video?
I find
It's hard. Can I tell you it's hard though? Because like that is what like the I hang out with our social media manager at Pickle Pop too much. And he's always like
He's a
in my
great guy.
head. He's very good at what he does. He's always in my head. Like, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do this. And I'm like, I don't want to do any of those things.
yeah, I know.
But he's like, then no one's ever gonna watch your content. And I'm like, that's probably true.
I mean,
So-
that's true and it's not true, right? Like that is
Well-
one way to get people to watch your content, but there are people that don't do trends and they are also seen. So that's not 100% true.
Sure.
But then you have to do the other stuff though still.
Right.
And I think like, by the way, for you, like you are really good about talking about what is going on in pro pickleball. Like you really understand like these players, and there are very few people that can do that well. Like, and also you like doing that. So why
Yeah.
wouldn't you do that?
And I would say whenever I do a trending video, I like to keep it very like it's still never gonna get views because it's so niche.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to really know, you have to be really in on the joke, or it's just making fun of myself. But there's this TikTok that you should look up, this series that this girl did called The Group Chat, where she plays a bunch of different like girls that are in a group chat.
Oh, she plays all of them?
Yeah. And
Nice.
they're like, they'll be like, you know, like kind of, and then they went on a trip, like a bachelor. It's like, oh, I can't believe she's getting married. And then the bachelor,
Yeah.
and there's like cliffhangers because like, oh,
fun.
you should look at it.
Is
That
this-
would be
and
good
it's
for
on
the
TikTok
Pickle Pop.
or
It's on
something?
TikTok. You should.
So maybe
but you
that's
should
like
do
the
that.
modern kind of web series is like, it just exists on.
Yeah, I don't know that much about YouTube, so I don't know if people do that, but you should. I think that's a really funny
TikTok
idea.
is crazy.
Her stuff went off. That
Really?
the group chat thing went off.
It's legit though, because like, you know, my girlfriend Casey works in development
Mm-hmm.
and she like is into horror and stuff, and she'll see like horror creators on TikTok that make these like little mini, you know, they're like basically short films.
Yeah.
And then they'll get like development deals from it sometimes.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's
for sure,
crazy.
for sure.
It's crazy. I think that's so cool. I think I'm like still, I don't know, you could call it like stuck in the past or something, but I'm still, I think just because I've been in LA for 12 years and that was like really my kind of background here, I still love like the traditional entertainment. I think it would be so cool to, whether it's like having an unscripted show or a scripted show, like that would be amazing.
Well, one of my ultimate goals that I think about sometimes is like I really want a reality show.
Yeah. You
About
should have a
me.
reality show. About you.
About my
About
life
you.
revolving around pickleball.
What about your
Like,
new,
'cause
can we talk about your events business?
Oh, my lesbian events.
Your
business?
lesbian party
Yeah,
business.
but you're getting off niche of pickleball. This is the Obsessive Pickleball podcast.
I understand, but that's part of
but
you.
it's a little different. I would say like when you're into Pickle Pop, like
Into Pickle Pop?
into Pickle Pop, into when I worked at Pickle Pop.
Okay.
The stuff that was going on at Pickle Pop was so crazy. Like the crazy people, the crazy events,
Sure.
like trying to run a business. It would be very like kind of like obviously only showing certain things, but if anyone could have like a pickle, I mean, there are other people, but like anyone's life who revolves around pickleball as much as mine is like few and far between. And your life obviously revolves in pickleball, but Casey's not your doubles partner. So you have
true.
like one thing that
That's, like,
separates
normal.
you, that you have like a separate part of your life. And no, doing this new events business is crazy that it's something not pickleball. And it's kind of nice.
It is.
Because, you know, it has gotten recently, I would say, like some of the love of pickleball has subsided for me. I know. Well, the injury was really hard.
Yeah.
So like when I started playing again after the injury, I just like wasn't good. I like couldn't run. Like I couldn't move my feet. And I wasn't like in the rhythm of playing like every single day. So I get back to it, but I'm hoping that now I'll be able to like find joy in it again.
I hope so too. I mean, I think, you know, we just played on Wednesday and
that was unjoyful. Well, was it joyful for you to like finally beat me for the first time in your life?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I've been drilling like twice a day
you were like,
for a year.
Get Jane on this roof. Get Jane on this roof.
But the thing about you though is that you are smart out there. Like you are actually playing with strategy. You're actually trying to like pick spots. You know what I mean? And that is important. And a lot of people don't have that.
I really struggle in the dark, man.
Yeah, it was nighttime.
Yeah, it's
you know,
really
it was.
No, I'm
it
not
was
making
weird.
excuses
it was cold.
for my
It was all this
performance.
stuff.
Okay, so quickly, no, this is important because I want us to talk about things that are beneficial for the audience, which I think we're going to get to because I started having ideas. Context, I texted Igor this morning. So, but now that
You've only known me for years.
So now that I know, Igor and I have known each other for so long.
Yeah.
Like open play days.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so
You're one of my first like pickleball
like that
people.
I remember.
Yeah.
You're one of the first people that I remember who I played with that wanted to play well.
Oh my God.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like open play, it's like, let's have fun. But you were like,
I was like, I'm not here for fun.
And then I was like, let's play. Can we talk about the Plumber Park Challenge courts back then? So when I first was playing pickleball in LA, I used to go to Memorial Park, but Memorial Park's trash. And then I was like, wait, what is this Plumber Park? It's way closer to where I live. And so I started going there to open play like every single day because I was working remotely and whatever. I needed joy. And they started doing, open play would fill up right away. Like you couldn't get in. You would have to sign up right away. It was super popular every time. But it was all levels. Like it's not divided by levels. Everyone plays. So there would always be a challenge court. But the people who didn't want to play on the challenge court would get mad when there was a challenge court because they were like, that's one less court that I play on. And I kept trying to explain to them mathematically that if you have 10 people on the challenge court versus 4, now less people are playing on the regular courts. It's actually better. But what they would do,
You're trying to be logical,
Igor,
with people
what
who
they would do
can't get it,
is if like everyone would be kind of nervous to start the challenge court because you didn't want to seem like you were cocky. Like I'm going to go start the challenge court.
Yeah.
So if no one started the challenge court I'm not even lying, within 10 minutes, people would just be like, okay, there's
no
not enough
challenge
people,
court.
no challenge court. I'm like, well, okay. And then we didn't have a challenge court. And then eventually got to where it was like, I don't want to go unless there's going to be a challenge court because there were just too like everything is great, right? Like, but there would be like beginners there. Like you just have to make your choices.
Well,
you just have to know what you want to do.
This is like one of the weird things about pickleball, right? Is that like at first you're just like happy to be playing any game. And then like as you get better, you start to like look at your time value and go, wait a second, the games with beginners suck. But that's only if you want to get better. And the challenge court thing is real. Like I've been obsessed. That challenge court came because I said we need to have a challenge court.
Amazing.
But so now, by the way, if there's no administration, if there's no one who's like, nope, we're having a challenge court no matter what, then it's gonna die. If there's like more chill people there instead of psychos like us.
When pickleball started and everyone was trying to figure out like, why is everyone addicted to pickleball? My theory about something that made it really special is as adults, we kind of stop getting better at stuff.
100%.
So like when you're a kid and you're growing up, like you're learning and you're seeing progress and you're finding things to be proud of yourself in. And a lot of
all
times
over the place too.
all over
Yeah.
in every aspect of your
Yeah.
life. And it's like now suddenly you start playing pickleball and there's a aspect of your life outside of your job. And even your job, it's all like fake, right? Like, oh, this event was so successful. Okay. Good job, me, I guess. Like, but when you see yourself improving at pickleball, it's like it fuels like a really good feeling inside of you. And I think that a lot of people didn't realize that was one of the things that they were responding to when they were playing the sport, like something that you can pick up, a hobby that you can improve in.
I totally agree. At some point as an adult, I stopped doing anything like that. And then it just becomes about, I guess, like, can I make more money? And then that's it. Like that's
Right.
the only
Can I make more money
game
or
you're
can
playing.
I get approval from like my boss?
Yeah.
And so
And
with
those games kinda
pickleball, you're not
Oh, is it
when-
intrinsic?
no, but when something's like factual, not opinion.
Yeah. It's not subjective. It's objective.
It's objective,
Yeah.
right? Like you win or you lose.
Yeah.
No one's like deciding your performance. Like your performance is based on points. So
And
it's really nice. You're in complete control.
When it comes to like the flow state, I think so many people get into flow in pickleball. And part of the reason is it's like immediate feedback, right?
Yes.
As soon as you hit it, you know if it's a good shot or a
Yes.
bad shot, and not just based on where the ball lands and how it goes, but also the tactile feedback of that sound off the paddle. Like everything is, and it's so fast that you don't have a lot of time to zone out.
When did you start playing pickleball? When did you decide to do pickleball content? And describe like a little bit of how that journey has been.
Yeah, 3.5 years ago, it was like Casey's friends were having, it was summer, we're having a pickleball tournament for fun. It was like the cutest thing. It was like just
Cute,
friends
okay.
organizing a friend group like in a random park and, on a piece of paper doing the brackets, I'd never heard of it, no idea what it was. And then the day before the tournament, like our friend Amber and CG teach us how to play. And of course, they don't even know the 2 bounce rules. So we're like, serving and rushing in, of course. And I was like, this is fun. This is easy. This is cool. And then, I don't know. It was just, I had that experience that so many people have in pickleball where like, as soon as you hit it, you're like, oh, this is weirdly all I want to do. And so like after the tournament, I like ran home. I was like Amazon.com, pickleball paddles. And then like I found the one that someone let me borrow, to play. And then I lived close to Plumber and I saw, and like I put my face against the fence and I was like, how do you go here? And they were like, you have to do this thing called Team Reach.
This was still the Team Reach
Reach days.
I remember the Team Reach days.
Yeah.
Those
so
were
it was
great
like,
days.
It was like Callie, Andrew, and Neil, and there was like this little group that they had created that had become a big group, and they would get these 4 courts, and then you would like have to click yes in time to be there, and then you would like Venmo them, and all this stuff.
It
was like real, like when people talk about community,
That's
like
when it
this
was
is
community,
actually, what it was. And it was so natural too. Like it was growing organically. I didn't know these people. I didn't know anyone. And I was like, I think it was also a period in my life where I wasn't really focused on work. And so during that time, like pickleball really, I became obsessed.
Yes.
And then, what happens when you start playing pickleball is like very quickly your social media like the feed becomes all pickleball stuff, As soon as you like one video or look up, what is a forehand drive or whatever, then it's over for your feed. And so then I started seeing, what people were posting, and there were a couple good things. Like I remember seeing like Kyle Kazuda's stuff, like that pickleball guy was like, oh, okay, these are really well made. But overall I was like, I think I could actually be okay here. And, if people want to see, you can go to @IgorHiller and on Instagram and see like the comedy stuff that I had made. And I had a sketch group and we made dozens of sketches. And like, so I had all this experience. And so I was like, all right, let's see if I can bring that into this thing that I'm already thinking about all the
All the
time
time.
anyway. Like all I was looking up was pickleball stuff. And so yeah, so then I started making videos. My friend like Bree, who's a social media she has like a social media kind of production company in a way where she helps people shoot and edit, and she'll like, because I need help. Like if it's just me, then we were talking about a production workflow. I'm going
So
to
hard.
procrastinate. Other stuff is going to get in the way. But if I have someone, at least one other person who's like, no, 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 we're going to batch shoot these 12 videos. Like you need to have your video ideas ready for me by
Yeah.
here. You need to have the scripts ready by here. And then we're going to post them every Tuesday, every Thursday. Like if I'm accountable to someone else in some way, then it's going to happen. Because like my strengths are like, I can come up with creative ideas. I can be on camera. I can riff. I can improvise. Like all that stuff is cool. I can hit the mic when I talk,
You
but
can look straight into camera.
I can look
The
straight into
dramatic
camera,
effect.
like no problem. But if it's just me and the pre-pro and the post stuff is gonna be tough. And so that's what I need help with. So I think a lesson here for your audience is it's okay if you're not amazing at everything, and it's okay to ask for help and even pay for help, which I also do, for the things that you're weakest at. I'm just like better working in a group environment. So yeah, so I started doing that, and then I think the videos like took off faster than maybe like the average pickleball online person, which was awesome. Not right away, by the way, but like about 5 months in. So posting at least twice a week for 5
That's a lot.
months.
You have to stick with it.
And then it's been cool. I mean, then it's been fun to, like make other friends in the pickleball like creator space, whether it's like Sean or Vinny or, Sydney, who's here in the last episode.
What was your ultimate goal? And like, what do you think was surprising? When you decided I want to start making content, like, what is your goal here?
I didn't start with like a clear goal. Like the idea was just, this is something that I care about a lot. Let's use my time a little better,
Yes.
and see if I can like just sort of marry my skills here. And then I wanted to grow alongside pickleball. So I want to be a part of the growth of the thing. And I also want to help as many people to feel like they belong in
joy.
this space. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I like making, I think one of the things that's natural to me as a person is I like making people feel comfortable in a space. So the space that I'm in right now is pickleball. So I want people to feel comfy there. And then I also do really like helping people get better. I coach,
Yeah.
and it's, we were talking about what it's like as an adult to improve at something. Well, it's also really fun to help adults improve in a way that they thought they couldn't. Like, to get a skill, to be able to hit a shot that you couldn't hit before and see somebody light up like that and they're 58, you know
Yeah.
what I mean, is very cool. So I like that. I think, I don't know, like ultimate goal stuff. I think there's a couple things. Like I like being a host. Like I've done that before. I was a host of a game show that people played on their phone. It was like this live thing.
And were you like the guy in the phone?
Yeah, I was the guy on the phone.
That's
It was
so
like
funny.
Live HQ, but it was one of their competitors, if you
Oh,
remember
yeah,
that.
yeah, I remember that.
It was a lot of fun. I love doing
That's
that.
so fun.
So I think that would be a lot of fun, like whether it's on camera or in person, like that kind of a dynamic I like, probably on camera. And then, yeah, I think, we were talking about like this, web series or shows. Like,
That would be fun.
I have an idea that I'm talking to people about, for an unscripted, almost like a travel and challenge show, for pickleball. Because I had this experience. Me and Casey went to Copenhagen, and so I'm like trying to find pickleball, and it's really weird. Like there, they have private gym clubs, so you can't just like drop in for open play. You have to become a member of the gymnasium,
Mm-hmm.
But then I managed to find a Facebook group with 50 people for a pickleball. They called it American style open play.
Oh, because
Okay.
anyone can go?
Because anyone can
So
go.
democracy.
We did it.
We did it.
Make
You
pickleball
guys,
great again.
we have something to be proud of America for.
There's
Good.
still cool stuff that we're doing. And so I managed to go and find this park. And so it was basically this kid, he's like a college student. He studied abroad at UC Berkeley, learned pickleball there, came back, and he is now like 3 times a week hauling 3 nets to this park where
Wow.
there's like this, it was basically like an indoor where they used to play indoor soccer, but not indoor soccer, like fenced in soccer. So it's like gravel, and then he'll chalk pickleball lines, and then he'll like write with chalk like beginner, intermediate, advanced
That's so cute.
on these 3. And it was like this incredible mix of people. It was like classic pickleball, teenagers, grandparents. But then since it was also Europe, they're like these expats. So, there's like people from like England and France and like random or like Americans that are randomly living in Europe for a couple months that know how to play. And it was so cool. And so I was thinking about, wow, like this guy had, I guess you could call it leadership, but also like it's such a bold thing to be like, I'm going to bring a sport that barely exists and start it here and just like provide a space and assume that people will come. Like it just kind of blew my mind.
But the alternative is not playing.
Really, that's like the love of it. And I was like, man, it would be so cool to go to like these different cities and meet the people that are that guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And see what that's like and like the culture. Oh man, like that kind of a travel show would be so fun.
So a couple years ago, when I was moving back to LA, I did a pickleball road trip where I wanted to go to like all the facilities. Like I went to the Pickler, I went to Pickle and Chill, I went to the original Chicken and Pickle.
Yeah.
I went to, and it was super fun.
Is the
To
food
meet
so
everyone.
good there?
The chicken and pickle food is
That's
good.
everything I've heard. Like,
It's, like,
I want to
really
go
good.
to one of them so bad.
It's really good. It's really fun. That was awesome.
I wonder if we'll ever have it.
I'm very interested right now, I think, like having been in the pickleball space for a long time, right? Like I've worked at Pickle Pop for 2 years. I've been playing since 2020. I've been talking about pickleball for a long time. Like for me, I I was like just a little creative executive, miserable, crying every day, like so stressed out, like so unhealthy. Like I look at pictures of myself and like I am lifeless. Like it's just, that's Hollywood for you, baby.
Yeah, for real.
And then I was like, wait, something is bringing me joy. That's crazy. So eventually quit that, did all this pickleball stuff. And then my grandpa died and I was in Ohio for like the end of it. And there's nothing to do there. Completely nothing. So I was like, you know what I'm going to do? Because like TikTok had just like become cool. I'm like, I'm just going to make pickleball TikToks. And like I ordered a ring light. And then I just sat up in the room and I made a 3-minute TikTok about every single MLP team that had just been drafted. And there were like 12 of them. And looking back, I'm like, I'm insane. Like I'm insane, but like I had nothing else to do. And then I just started doing that for no reason. And like it had no purpose. It had no goal. I just had nothing else to do. And I just felt like doing it. And then I just kept doing it. And now we're here. And I honestly think like in my job, in this, with pickleball being so new, like I don't have a goal. Like I don't have, like I think I'm doing this truly because no other girls are doing it. Like I think if there were any other women talking about pickleball, I wouldn't be doing this podcast. But like it enrages me so much inside my soul for every time a new podcast pops up where 2 bros are talking to each other that I'm like, all right, I'll do it.
Yeah.
If someone's going to do it, I'll do it. And if no one listens, if 10 people listen, whatever, at least I'm trying. At least someone is trying. So that's why I'm doing this. But what's more bonkers to me is that no one talks about it. No one talks about that there's maybe one woman in leadership in the UPA.
Well, I remember it was just Caitlin Kerr, right? That would bring that up.
That was a GM.
Well, no, but and she would talk about that too. Be like,
Totally,
what the hell?
Totally.
Like, yeah.
She would bring it up.
And then she
But
stopped
she's the
doing
only
her
one. And then she stopped doing her
podcast.
podcast. I was really excited when she had her podcast. I'm like, okay, something going on. And like, she did a good job. But this is hard.
It
this
is hard.
A lot of work.
Yeah.
So I understand, like, if you're not, it's a 50-50 man-woman sport. And this is the sports world. Like, it takes a while for across the board, whatever. Like, there's very few female voices. But it's more crazy to me that nobody thinks it's crazy. Like, that's what's more crazy to me. You really think it's normal that there are, like, there aren't any real faces in MLP except for Julie, Lee, and Athena, who all have like very close relationships to the people on the team.
Yeah.
Like, we're watching these owners who are like also the GMs, like all over the court with their players. Like, it seems like they're just like, this is their little rich person side project, and they finally have a chance to like bro out again.
Yeah.
And it's like, great, that's all fun and like, this is all amazing. I watch everything, but it kills me a little bit inside when I'm like, no one.
It is bizarro because it's a co-ed sport.
Yes.
Like, it's such a co-ed sport in a way that others aren't. It's strange. Well, I've said for years, you have to be a GM. Like, I'm confused why someone hasn't hired you yet. Like, would you want that?
I mean, of course. I mean, dreams come. That would be a
Let's
dream.
Go. Guys, please, let's go.
I don't know if that's like a real
But if Jimmy
job.
Miller could be hired, why wouldn't you be hired? I don't understand. Don't you think you'd do a better job than Jimmy Miller?
Well, first of all, of course.
Yeah.
At everything.
There we go.
But
yeah.
what a wild person. I would just like to be able to say everything that I think and feel the way Jimmy Miller says everything that he thinks and feels. But like,
I mean,
I can't. Well,
why?
Well,
Why
one,
can't you?
girls can't get away with that as much.
I mean,
two, I don't have the backing of a best friend who's a pro pickleball player.
I know.
Three,
you've got Jen, you know.
Almost.
There we go.
Almost pro, right? She's so funny. She's like, why am I better? I'm like, Jen, you have to play.
You have to play.
You have to
might
practice.
need to drill once a month.
But also, I am behoovened as well, like, to my job. Like, I can't be too crazy and say like too many crazy things. But that's,
yeah, I mean, that is like a risk
saying.
of like being really bold online is the like blowback.
And I also think a lot of times when Jimmy Miller's bold online, he's just kind of being mean to people. And like, that's it's never been something I want to do, is like be like, you can critique a pro without like being mean. And I think I am, even sometimes I'm like, I shouldn't say that. That's too mean.
I mean, yeah, there's always like ways of criticizing without being an asshole.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like a thing that I also just like don't, it's not going to be me.
It's never going to be me.
It's not going to be my lane.
It's never going to be me. I'm never going to like make a reel, like calling people out that annoy me. Like, it's never going to be like that.
But that is a way to
But people
get
love it.
attention. Yeah. It's a great way to get attention. Like my brother used to manage DJs, really big DJs. And one of the ways that he would get them to the next level is they would purposefully start beefs. Like, they would start talking shit on people that were above them, even if they didn't believe it, just for the attention. It works.
Okay. So recently, you and some of your friends, and I know it's fresh, so like, I want to be really nice and like kind
still
to you.
I still am like traumatized.
So you guys set out to do the world record of longest.
This is the
pickleball.
official name.
Why don't you tell everyone a little bit about it, and then I'll ask you some questions about it.
Yes. So me and 3 other pickleball creators, Juan Sean Pickleball, Vinny Pickleball, Honest Pickleball. We got to do names without the word pickleball on the end. It's pretty brutal. Yeah, me, Sean, Vinny, and Frank, we set out to break the record. It's called Longest Marathon Pickleball Doubles. It's the official title in the Guinness Book. This has been a childhood dream of mine.
Yeah, I thought so, yeah. Oh, in the Guinness Book of World Records?
In the Guinness Book of World Records. Okay. That's what I've always wanted. So that was my why, Jane. And it's, yeah.
Was this your idea?
So I had wanted to do this for a while, but I didn't do anything to make it happen. And then Vinny was like, I want to do this. And then asked Sean, and then I asked Frank, is how it came together. So it was like Vinny, I would say, was like the real proponent, probably not the right word. You get it. Driver of it. So yes. So originally he was like, let's do it in 2 weeks. And we were like, ha 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 ha. Vinny's completely insane. Like we're crazy, but he's insane.
You're already answering some of my questions, so keep going.
So then he just wanted to do it, but then we were like, let's make it Guinness official. Like, let's actually do that. And then if you want to make something Guinness official, you need to apply with them. And then if you need to be willing to wait 6 months, unless you pay them $800. Guinness, this is how they make their money. And then they'll like rush the application, and then they'll either approve or deny you. If they approve you, okay, then you need to, they have all these rules, so many rules. And like, so just a couple of the rules for this was, you need to have 2 witnesses there that are observing everything that you're doing and noting it. The witnesses, there needs to be 2 of them at all times. They can only work in 4-hour shifts. After they work in 4-hour shifts, they need to take at least a 4-hour break. So you need to have these like rotating people that are coming in. And of course, sometimes you're going to be playing in the middle of the night. If they are unaligned in any way or mess up their notes in any way, it won't go through. If they're associated with you in any way, it'll be invalidated.
So you had to find volunteers that you've never met?
So what does associated mean exactly? They're not clear on that, but it's basically like, okay, we didn't do anyone that we like work with or that we're in a relationship with is what we did. So it's like, okay, because like, how are you going to find complete strangers? Like, it's completely insane. Or you could pay to have a Guinness person come out. And do you know how much that would cost?
$800.
We asked $16,000.
No, I mean, like, that's one of those things where it's like, we don't really want to send anyone to help you.
Yeah.
But we will.
It's going
to be $16,000.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You need to videotape the whole thing. If there's any moment that's not on video, it'll be invalidated. If there needs to be a timer that's on screen. If at any moment the timer turns off, it'll be invalidated. So you need to take.
Did you do multiple cameras?
Oh yeah, we had 3 cameras. I mean, it was like
just in case.
It was crazy.
So how many weeks did you train?
I didn't train. No one trained.
So here's what I want to ask you. Well, first of all, can you let the audience know how it went?
Well, I thought it went great up until about 24 and a half hours in. One of us, Frank, his like paddle hand started hurting a few hours before. He switched to playing with his left hand. And then about 24 and a half hours in at 4 something in the morning, he goes like, guys, I can't feel my hand at all. And plus there was he goes, and it hurts. He's like, it feels like the blood is stopping at my wrist. Like blood, no blood. And it was insane because you have to follow the rules of pickleball. So you can't talk while playing. That's a distraction, right? So you can only talk briefly in between points as you're walking back to the line. And so we're like, how do we even discuss this? It's like 40 minutes until our next break. Every hour you're given a 5-minute break, which if you don't use the full 5 minutes, then you can start stacking break time to have some longer breaks, which is what we had done. So we had 10 minutes in our bank, but it's 40 minutes till the next break. So like we kind of like bring the ball to the kitchen and we're like dinking really easy and we're like talking out of the side of our mouths like, and he's like, yeah, I don't know, guys. And so we're like, how do we make this decision? Okay, and he's like not looking good. Like he was looking pale and he's like not moving well. And meanwhile, by the way,
you were like,
I'm feeling pretty good.
Fucking cruising.
Like
you're like, let's go.
I mean, I felt like I was tired. My legs were sore. But I felt like I could make it to 40. Like, let's go. But I mean, I don't know what would have happened in the next 16 hours, but at that time I felt good. So we go, okay, we're going to take our break early, which means that we don't get that 5 minutes of break time that they would have given us. So we just have 10 minutes in the bank. That's all we have. So we have 10 minutes to make this decision. And one of our witnesses is like calling 2 doctor friends of ours. You know, we don't have a medic there.
Yeah.
That would have been
really smart.
that would
Oh
have been
my
really
God.
smart. We had those 2 doctor friends were there randomly throughout the event, but like they went to bed, like, cause they're normal people. And, you know, our doctors aren't picking up. So us like dummies are like asking ChatGPT, like one of the witnesses is asking ChatGPT. And then I just kind of see Frank and he's like slumped up against the wall. Like he's like staring off into nothing. And the other, like Sean and Vinny are like, we're going to have to end this. I mean, it's just obvious. And I'm like in denial. And I'm like, I don't know if we need to end it. You know, I think we could do it, you know?
Well, were you allowed to bring a sub in, an injury sub?
No. There's no subs. Once you start,
You're done.
there's no sub. You're not going to make it through anyway.
He can't feel his arm.
obvious.
He's not going to have a numb hand using his left hand for 15 hours or however much you had left.
It was like, you got to do it. And also like, we're like, is he having a stroke? You just have no idea what's going on. And so yeah, of course we stop it. But yeah, it was a crazy feeling it was like, you're at like such a emotional and adrenaline peak. And there's also like the next day was the big day. Like that's when we knew so many people would be coming for the end. We have companies that sponsored us. We like, there's so much going on. And then it's the middle of the night and you end it. And then, you know, you have to let everybody know. And I'm also
like if
feeling
you're calling off a wedding like the day before.
Yeah. That's kind of how it was. That's kind of, and like, I feel for Frank and like, it was terrible, honestly. It was disappointing. At the same time, I will say it was also really fun. And the amount of
still cool
support
whether
and
or not
help.
you made it or not.
Yeah,
Like,
it still felt like an
crazy.
accomplishment doing
Yeah.
24. I'm glad that we made it to 24. If that had happened like 4.5 hours in, I would have been like,
really embarrassing.
That would have been
honestly,
embarrassing.
that would have been embarrassing.
Okay, yeah. I think it would
So
have been.
out of the time that you guys decided to do it and it happened, how long was that?
I think like 3 months.
Okay.
Or 3 or 4.
3 or 4
like that.
months. Why
3 and
wouldn't
a
you
half.
just wait for the 6 months and not pay the $800? I mean, I guess $800 isn't that much, but I personally would want to give myself plenty of training time. Because when I heard about the injury, I was
think
like,
we're done. I don't know.
didn't think about the hand.
The hand,
I
yeah.
was like, my back would hurt and my legs would hurt from standing that whole time. But maybe I could stretch that out and take some Advil. It'd be really, really, really hard for me to stay awake. But I'm like, yeah, I didn't think about like your hand hitting the ball over and over and over again because you don't think about that. But I would need to practice that to build that strength.
We were silly. So I had this idea. I partly blame myself, not really, but partly because I had this idea to make it competitive because we had to stay in the same teams the entire time. And so it was going to be one team versus another team. And I thought, you know, if there's no stakes, I think it's going to be really boring to play, like to just hit a ball back and forth for 40 hours with nothing there. Like, it just seems crazy to me. And so I was like, let's keep track of wins. And then the team that ends up with the like losing record has to like, you know, has a punishment at the end.
So you guys were trying.
So that was the
problem.
problem. So
you weren't acting as a team. That is
Yes.
the problem. If you guys had
That was
gone in
it.
as a team and you
Yes.
would strategize like
Yeah.
physically how we're going to get through this,
Yeah.
then
That was
you
our big
would've-
strategic mistake.
that was
Even
your
bigger
mistake.
than not like training like a marathon. That was it.
That
Because
was it,
We
yeah.
played competitive for 16 hours, basically. It was only
That's
then that we really started.
crazy.
And Frank, like you got to see, if you watch the live stream, you'll see he was hitting the craziest overheads. Like he was hitting
this
so
makes a lot
hard.
of sense. This actually, it makes a lot of sense.
So
Because
you-
I was like, they could not have been that. Like, how did they do this? Like, they can't be that dumb to like
We were
not
that
train
dumb.
and not prepare. But I'm like, no. You weren't that dumb. You were that competitive.
We were competitive.
That like you
Yeah.
prioritized winning, beating each other, than being like, okay,
Yeah.
the competition is the record, not
Yes.
each other.
Yes. That was
But
our big
that's
mistake.
actually really like good because now you know what your mistake is.
Yeah.
And the next time you guys try, you're just gonna be like, okay, let's think about like how we keep the gas in the tank. Do we need wrist braces? Do we need to just like start training like different muscle groups? Actually, now it seems a lot more. I'm like, that's an impossible thing you tried to do. And now I'm like, no, actually, I think that they could definitely do it if you guys were like, we're going to be careful about our overheads. We're going to.
Yeah. Or just like, yeah, just don't hit, like, plop them over.
Yeah.
We learned so much. Like I agree with you.
Okay,
I think it's possible now. Yeah. But yeah, it was cool. And I just want to say, like, there's so many people that helped us that volunteered their time. And like my friend Lucy was absolutely like we could not have done all the organization and all the details without her. Like she went way above and beyond for that. So like I did feel so supported by the community.
It was still so cool.
It was yeah.
30. I need to let you go.
Yeah.
I need to let you go.
Guys,
Igor has to coach.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, Igor coaches here in LA and he's an amazing coach and you should DM him and set up lessons with him.
Yeah, I'm always down. It's great. I love coaching. Yeah, thank you.
Great. And follow him on Instagram. Tell everyone where to follow you at, what you're doing.
Yeah, Dink Different Pickleball. Yeah, follow me there. And if you're going to see some really helpful content and funny stuff, hopefully. And if you want to make a pickleball show, also DM me because I've got ideas. I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
I think pickleball in terms of like from a business point of view, as somebody who's like dealing with it, I think we're plateauing. Mm-hmm. I think that the number of players isn't going to grow as fast as it's been growing because people are back at work. There's other activities for them to do. They're out and about. They're doing stuff. I think figuring out the business of pickleball is going to be that's something I'm so interested in right now. It's like, what's the future? Mm-hmm. Because I mean, we live in LA, so the facility issue is big because it's so sunny and there's so many parks. So that's not as big of an issue in other places. But like, what is the business of pickleball going to look like next? I don't know.
Yes.
Find out. Why aren't there more? I'm excited for the funny movie with Ben Stiller coming out, but like, yeah, what is it? How is pickleball going to grow more? Agree. I just don't know.
Yeah. It feels like almost like in America, it's in its adolescent stage now.
Pickleball?
Yeah. Like adolescent, what I mean by that is like.
Not infant.
Not infants.
I see
yeah, like now it's almost like the rough and tumble, like teenage years where it's like, which direction is it going to go?
Yes, we're teenagers now.
That's how it feels.
We're teenagers and we don't know what it's going to grow into.
Exactly. It could tank. It could become like a mainstay of American sports. Like, I don't know. I still think it's going to stick around and I love it, obviously.
I mean, it better. What else am I going to talk about?
Yeah.
What else? What other interests do I have to get more interests? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a tough thing.
What else am I gonna do?
Yeah, but just like how will it like become ingrained? Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Igor.
Bye, Dink Different, everybody.
Thank you guys. Follow me on Instagram, obsessed with pickleball.
Thanks, Jane.
On TikTok.
On TikTok.
On TikTok, obsessed with pickleball pod. And please follow this podcast and share it with people. And
do it.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Bye.